Good morning. I'm Stephanie McCulishek, and this is the Interrupt number 2 episode, your Friday accountability dose from She Interrupted, a publication of The Servant Edge. 5 minutes, one idea, one move. Let's go. Here's what I'm thinking about this week, my friends. I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with this rather than answer it quickly, because the quick answer is almost never the real one. What is the thing? Not well, I need to make dinner. No, 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 no. Not the category. Not like, well, someday I'm really going to write a book, or, someday I'm going to start a business, or, yeah, someday I'm going to give a TED talk. I want you to really think about what is that specific thing? What's the thing that you have been wanting to do? That thing that niggles. You remember when you're 6 years old and I'm going to be an astronaut or a fairy princess or whatever, maybe a truck driver. I mean, all of these are possible, right? But we still have that thing. And we could be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. You know what? When I'm 80, I want to be a yoga instructor, right? But notice what I just did there. I didn't tell you I want to be exercising when I'm 80. I had a very specific thing. Because here's what I've learned. Most of us, when we say, "So, what is that thing you've always wanted to do?" "Oh, I've always wanted to run a business." So, "Well, I've always wanted to write a book." "Well, I really want to be on a stage somewhere, and I really want to be famous. I want to be an influencer. I want to," whatever it is. But we're vague, right? Most of us stay vague on purpose because vague is safe. Vague means we can't fail at something specific, right? Vague means we keep this dream alive without ever really testing it against reality. But vague also means nothing ever gets built. So, the accountability call we're doing on Fridays, this is when my diplomacy face comes down. Because what I want to do is help you get off the X. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of oomph. It takes a lot of, I don't know if I can really do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And it starts with being really specific. Because the moment you get specific, the moment you say, this week, every day at 7 a.m., I'm going to get up out of bed and go take a 30-minute walk. When you say that actual thing out loud, this week, I'm going to get up and every day from 9 to 11, without fail, I'm going to sit in front of my computer. I'm going to be writing. Even if I'm just writing, I don't know what to say, right? When you say the actual thing out loud that you're going to do, everything changes. It becomes real, and real things can get started. So, your challenge over the next few days, and I want you to be thinking about this weekend when you're running around doing whatever it is you're doing in this beautiful June time of year, it's really kind of uncomfortable. And I'm giving you this right away in our very second podcast because I want you to have this early. I want you to name the thing out loud specifically, not to me, not to anyone else if you're not ready, but to yourself in your own voice in your kitchen, when you're driving the car, maybe you're washing dishes, whatever it is, say, the thing I am building is, and fill in the blank. The thing I am building is, and write it down. One sentence on a piece of paper, in your phone, anywhere. The important thing is, I want you to write it down because that sentence is the beginning of everything. Because here's what's happened when you write it down. Your brain stops spending energy trying to keep it vague and someday, and there's going to be figuring out maybe someday how to make this real. It's a shift from vague to specific, and it's one of the most powerful moves you can make this week. Name the thing, write it down. And it might be a small things, my friends, and that's okay because you're going to practice. You're going to practice one thing, be specific. That's your Friday move. That's your Friday interrupt. One idea, one move. You've got this. And if this landed, please share this with someone you know. I want to hear from everybody. And if you have a moment, send me a little DM so I know how you're doing. Talk to you next week.